Also the composition of the population in these regions, which consist of several tribes that are at odds with each other, have led to civil wars. Good afternoon, everyone. Today's topic for my lecture is Middle East crisis. Historically, land has been one of the major reasons for conflicts between different groups or tribes or nations, and Middle East is no exception to this. Middle East countries are rich in oil and gas resources and acquire a strategic position in the important maritime trade routes passing through the Indian Ocean, and hence this is one of the reason why in the greed to become a regional superpower, these nations have gone into confrontation and at odds with each other. Also the composition of the population in these regions, which consist of several tribes that are at odds with each other, have led to civil wars and have led to civil wars inside the nation as well as between two countries. Also, apart from all this, the huge foreign intervention into these areas and forcing democratic and liberal norms down the throat of a conservative society and that too without giving them time to adhere to those norms, have led to these countries going into civil war. One of the example is Lebanon, where US intervention led to a civil war that devastated the whole economy of the country. So what are the impacts of this civil war? If we talk about Indian concerns, the oil and gas supply imports are one of the huge area of concern, with 80% of Indian oil coming from the Middle East nations. Also, the foreign remittances, which account for the foreign reserves of India, are highest from the Gulf countries and the Middle East nations. So hence, they acquire a huge place in the Indian economic context. Also, Middle East act as a place to counter the Chinese dominance into the Indian Ocean region, and hence, if these countries are in crisis, then China can take them into its control by providing them huge loans at lower cost, lower rates for a long period of time, and hence increase its dominance. Now, in the recent time, it is understood that world has understand that what a peaceful Middle East would help to the global economy. Be it the recent signing of peace deals between UAE, Bahrain and Israel that brings new hope, or the US coming onto the table for talks with Iran on Iran's nuclear power, Iran's nuclear program, brings hope that things would be soon good. Apart from that, the human right groups efforts to provide the refugees from Syria and Middle East nation the full facilities in the countries where they arrive as refugees, or the recent change in the attitude of Middle East nations so as to increase investment in schooling, in society, and science and tech, brings out huge prospects for the Middle East nations as well as the global economy, especially India, which can provide the advancements it has achieved in recent time in the space sector, in the science and technology sector, to assist the Middle East nations. Thank you.